First, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth in sincerity. And shout out to Yakim that's out here on the four corners of the earth also pushing this truth. Risking your lives to do so as we get into this here. Of course, there was a couple false flags yesterday. Another bullshit shooting in I believe, Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, well, I don't believe the sewer stream media because, they have an agenda and it's gun control. And there's supposedly another fucker that went into the Goodwill and supposedly set off a bomb explosion. Very similar to the Boston bombing hoax, which, again, anything that, you remember Red Silver J. I'm sure that most of us are subscribed to Red Silver J. How he would prove to you that the news is lying and that these crisis actors, and that's what they are. He would break it all down. But you can't do that anymore. Your videos get taken down. They get flagged, and construed as hate speech just because you don't believe the fucking narrative. Anyhow, this is what's going on today. Of course, Apostle Tahar, he does 2 or 3 videos a day anyways, so nobody should get butthurt about the idea of doing 2 or 3 videos a day. You should always have that spirit that if you see something coming up, that you want to speak on it. You want to actually do something on it, or at least forward other brothers' videos. Like, I'll take other brothers' videos and put them together. I can give you an example. I have this video pad editor, and I put brothers' videos together and try to re-upload them. I used to call that In Revelation Times, so I'm just not going to call it that anymore, but did create a playlist where I'm still, doing that or so, but, like Apostle Tahar right here, Christianity is white supremacy, and I'm pretty sure that's a very good video. I just turned this on this morning, to find what's going on. Esau is scaring people to submission. Well, that's been happening for some time, but, woe, destruction will fall upon them who are, and people that ain't watching. 3 videos a day, why you mad, And, just, we should always be talking about these things that are going on here. But, anyhow. Oh, yeah, more flooding of the so-called shootings. That was the video I did yesterday, because, I don't believe for one second. Oh, and here's another big one, which we should all be talking about here. Church of England rolls out cash donations, and so is only taking RFID, and so, that's what's going on here, but go read a little bit on RT, because, of course, like everything else, this is what they don't want you to know about what's going on in Syria, so, the top here. 40 tons of chemical weapons left by militants found in Syria, Russian MOD. Israel needs to kick out 450 elderly people to make room for new U.S. embassy. Space cat blood scientists on ISS a whisker away from medical breakthrough. Okay. And Romanov go live. Here's how to find the project on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. So let's look a little bit more at this other article here. Because they don't want you talking too much about Syria. So 40 tons of chemical weapons left by militants found in Syria. And Syrian medical staff can take part in a training exercise to learn how to treat victims of chemical weapons attacks in a course organized by the World Health Organization in Gaziantep, Turkey, July 20, 2017. Murad Pfizer Reuters. Well, we know Reuters is nothing more than their fucking media. Chemical weapon production facilities have been discovered in the areas liberated from the militants in Syria. That is, the United States government supported terrorists because, quite simply put, they are terrorists, the Russian Defense Ministry says. More than 40 tons of chemical weapons were abandoned by the retreating militants, that is, the terrorists, in the war-ravaged country. The ministry said on Wednesday. The Syrian Foreign Ministry pointed out that more than 40 tons of poisonous substances were found on the territories liberated from the terrorists. Igor Kilov, the commander of Russia's nuclear, biological, and chemical production forces said on Wednesday. So, but Assad supposedly did this, right? But yet, all the time it comes out, though, that it's these terrorist groups that America supports. The alleged chemical weapon attack in the Idlib government took place on April 4, 2017, in an area controlled by al-Nusra Front terrorist group. Up to 100 civilians were said to have been killed by sarin gas released in an airstrike by Syrian government forces. Washington immediately rushed to blame Damascus for the attack and fired 59 Tomahawk cruise missiles on the Sharat air base, claiming it was the very compound which jets allegedly armed with chemical took off. Well, now you find out that who did the chemical weapons attack. So you see, this is the hotbed. They don't want you knowing all this, right? Syria's Eastern Ghouta militants prepare chemical attack provocation. Russia MOD tipped off. Syria, which was confirmed to have destroyed its sarin stockpiles under a deal brokered between Russia and the U.S. in 2013, has denied the American accusations. Russia also pointed out through impartial investigation of the incident never took place, with OPCW experts refusing to visit Khan Shakun. It has argued that the attack could have been staged. That's right, just like everything yesterday was a staged event. So now we're going to go over to the Syrian Arab News Agency. Oh, and by the way, I found it in English, so I just couldn't find it yesterday in the middle of that. Fire and material damage caused by 3 shells fired by terrorists on Al-Abastin from the terrorist attack. Premier Kama injured by rocket attack on Kashwan neighborhood. Syrian blast silence of UN member stats over increased terrorist attacks against civilians. So, what's really going on in Syria is that there's been more terrorist attacks, but you see they don't report on that. They only want you to believe, though, that it's the Syrian government that's doing these. Korov, only lasting solution to crisis in Syria is a political solution achieved by Syrians themselves. Yeah, okay, which we know that's the West trying to say, okay, well, we need another domestic government in there, right? Initiative to support Ghouta citizens by providing accommodation centers with food, because they were recently liberated from the terrorists, and so again, they don't want you to know what's really going on here, and so that's a hotbed as well. But anyhow, again, any truther videos out there are being taken down. You can't do like Red Silver J did, and prove that these fucking bastards are lying, but you can add two and two and figure out that the news is fake, it's to it's for gun control and everything else. And why are they doing that? Because, of course, the mark of the beast. Hold on a second while I try to get something else going here. Hold on a second. Okay, so here's a video editor. So I'm going to show you a couple things, and hopefully this will play through. Hold on a second.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
Prepared for World War III.
Turkish media says the army and allied militants from anti-Syria armed groups have seized several villages in the northwest of the Arab country. According to the Turkish Anadolu news agency, 4 villages in the Afrin area were captured on Monday. Reports also indicate that fierce fighting between Turkish troops and the YPG Kurdish fighters have been going on in 2 of those villages, An alliance of Kurdish and Arab fighters says at least 24 civilians, many of them women and children, have been killed in the Turkish army's rocket attacks and shelling of Afrin in the past 3 days. 26 Kurdish fighters
this
from
fake
Syria's
shit
US
about
democratic
other
forces
stuff
and
is to
19
distract from
Kurd
this,
militants
right?
have also died. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov accuses the United States of stoking separatism among Syrian Kurds.
Striving to understand the motivation behind such Washington policy, there is nothing left but to assume that this is either a lack of an understanding of the situation there or a deliberate provocation.
The top Russian diplomat added that Kurds should play a role in the political map of Syria, but they have also to respect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the country. Meanwhile, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has reiterated that his country will not take a step back from the ongoing operation in northern Syria. Erdogan says Moscow and Ankara are in agreement regarding the military offensive against the US-backed Kurdish militants. According to Erdogan, Turkish forces want to take control of the city of Afrin. They are already in control of the cities of Jarablus, Al-Rai, and Al-Bab.
So that's what's going on there. And, of course, these other things are meant to be distractions from it, because we all know that World War III begins in Syria. So let's take a look at a couple other things real quick. Okay, so here's some other things that are going on. Trump says he will meet Putin to discuss arms race that is getting out of control. Yeah, because Russia has better shit than this piece of shit America does. U.S. learned nothing from Iraq war, Ron Paul. Yeah, and, that war just keeps on going and going because, of course, America wants to keep its occupation, in there, because pretty much, just like occupy Jerusalem, occupy Syria, occupy Iraq, because they want control of that region. It has nothing to do with anything else but just control, because that's what Esau does. Pro-war trolls resort to smears as their rebels lose miserably in Syria. That's right. Yeah. Bitcoin is number one priority. NSA targeted cryptocurrency users globally, Snowden leaks show. Yeah, because they want everybody on that cryptocurrency so they can control that. Here we go. Here's the Austin bombing. And remember, I said this is another hoax. Austin bombing suspect dead after blowing himself up. Like, I really believe this shit. It's just a distraction from what's going on in Syria. One injured and another Austin blast unrelated to Austin serial bombing. Yeah, like I believe in this shit. Oh, look at this. MSNBC host claims Obama admin was virtually scandal-free. All these fuckers are corrupt because they're paid off by the Rothschilds, right? So anyhow, Senate reacts to bid into U.S. support for Saudi campaign in Yemen as Crown Prince Trump meets, as if they're going to end that war. No, because Saudi Arabia is doing the bidding of Esau, because we already know about the trade-off between that. So that's just a little bit of behind what's going on, and, I just, hope that this has been edifying, just stay alert, and, don't be distracted by these other things, because it's just, pretty much to catch us off guard. But in no way do we believe anything that the mainstream news is telling us. So, anyhow, just keep on pushing this out there while we still can. Shalom.